Today's Wednesday, April 11th, 2018. It's show 500.
You're tuned in to the Elevator Radio Show, a weekly program dedicated to covering news and information on elevators, escalators, and moving walkways. Produced in the wee hours of the morning, a new show is uploaded every Wednesday, sometimes even before you get out of bed. Listen to some of the comments sent in from our audience.
Rob from New York writes, Tom, are you f***ing insane? You actually get up at 2 a.m. each Wednesday to put this show out? Man, you must love elevators. Tim from Illinois writes, I'm not sure why I listened, but ever since I tuned into the first show back in 2007, I've been addicted. Matt in Texas writes, I like your safety messages, Tom. It's important to remember them each and every day. And he also adds,
when am I going to win the monthly prize pack giveaway?
Ron from California sent this in. Despite your inability to pronounce words in the English language, I tune in each week and am glad that you offer this service to the industry. It's better than Google News alerts. Sarah from Washington writes, love the show, Tom, and look forward to it each week. I'm glad I signed up for the newsletter. You provide a valuable resource for the industry, not only for North America, but worldwide.
Enjoy the show. And now, here's your sleep-deprived host, Tom Seibert.
Thank you. Man, I don't know what the weather is like in your neck of the woods, but it has been a crazy week so far in terms of it being April 11th, almost halfway through the month, and on Monday in Chicago we had snow. It was cold. Yesterday it was cold. Today it's going to be 60 degrees, and I can't tell you how excited I am to feel that. I hope it's warm in your neck of the woods, and hopefully the snow is done for at least the first part of 2018. We'll see whether or not the fall and the winter are as crazy as this spring has been for much of the country here in the United States. So I hope everybody is doing well out there. This is show 500, and as I typically do, always in the back of my mind, I think to myself, should do something grandiose for show 500, but typically nothing really ends up happening because of time allotment and just not having the time. So the reality I do want to make sure that I do is thank each and every one of you. I'm lucky to be doing what I'm doing every Wednesday. I'm lucky to be in this industry. I'm lucky to be alive, for that matter. I have so many things to be thankful for. Not saying that life is easy, not saying that the show is easy, not saying that work is easy, not saying that anything is a cakewalk, but I've met so many great people, so many friends along this journey and in my career that I look back and I feel quite humbled at those relationships that I've met and those people who have touched me in ways that many can't. And I know that sounds wrong, but I don't mean it like that. So to each one of you, thank you for listening. Thank you for downloading the show. Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for coming up to me at a show or sending me an email or a Facebook post stating that, hey, listen, I'm listening. Because as I've said it before, I do this show and I don't really think people are listening. I don't really, this is not something that I'm trying to inflate my ego with or trying to make my mark on the world. I'm just trying to make a difference. And when I look at the statistics, which I don't typically do, I do them kind of on milestones and whatnot, it's amazing to see the number of those people out there who listen, who tune in each week and through the audio portion of the show. That just has pretty much been our staple. That has been the way that the show is pretty much absorbed each week compared to what the YouTube video channel is, and we just throw it up there just so it's out there. But, just to give you an idea, in the last year we've had close to, just over 430,000 downloads, which is a significant number when we're talking about audio content, people listening to shows. I thought that was amazing when we look at numbers as they contain to where people are listening from. The majority of you are listening from the United States, so that is the large portion of that. California looks to be number one. Texas follows up. We've got Illinois, Florida, New York, Wisconsin, Minnesota, even Montana, the state of Washington. So it's humbling to see where these numbers are being generated from. But not only are we a show that is listened to in North America, but we also are listened to worldwide. And to see those numbers, to see where people are downloading the show, and they're not all in Russia. There's a few, but not crazy Russia stuff. It's just again very humbling to see that. So I fail on so many occasions to realize the difference that this show hopefully makes in many of your days. I know that the podcast that I listen to, I have a pretty close relationship with the host, with whoever is talking, and I feel like they're my friend, and I want to I want to be your friend, as crazy as that sounds, and but you are my friend, if that makes sense. I'm talking to you. I'm talking, giving you the news each week. And anyway, I just want to say thank you. I can't say it enough. Can't say it enough. So thank you very much. I make nothing monetarily from this show. That was really never the intention, although when it first started, we did have advertising packages available. But in the end, it just seemed to be more of a headache than I needed to worry about. So that's why that was squashed to some extent. So again, thank you. On another topic, I want to wish a very good friend of mine, Julie, who is in California, a close personal friend of myself, my family's, childhood friend. Julie, happy birthday today. I can't think of a better way of celebrating Elevator Show 500 as well as your birthday today. So happy birthday. I hope Charlie's feeling better. We love you, and just enjoy the day the best that you possibly can. So it's your day. So that's all I have to say about Show 500. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. I'm working on a different project that I will share as it evolves around safety, and I'm excited about that. It's not quite done yet, and when it is, you'll be the first to know about it. I hope that it makes an impact that's targeted towards elevator mechanics, inspectors, anybody who is in machine rooms, who is touching equipment, as a reminder to be safe and to think safety each and every day. So I'll have more on that in a future show once I iron out the kinks. So, all right. Well, that's my soapbox and my talk for today. I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. We'll get into the news next and cover the week's worth of articles relating to elevators, escalators, and actually moving walkways. Up next is news.
Let this week's news stories give you a lift on what's happening in the vertical transportation arena. Each news segment is organically dug and fresh with news stories of the week. Got lift? If not, stay tuned.
The first news article of this week's show, I will get it linked up by the time you listen to it. If you are following along through the audio or the YouTube feed, it will be there. But it's horrific when you think about what this man did. It was the number one news story involving elevators. It was a man was convicted of stabbing 2 children in an elevator, and I can't think of any other way that this could go. Anyway, the reality is that one fatally died, and there's people like this should not be walking the earth. They honestly need or have some mental issues and need significant help. I don't know whether or not the prison system for life will provide that or not, but it's horrific to imagine that anybody would be capable of doing this. But understandably, realizing that mental health and mental illness can become something that is greater than any of us can handle. So, but it's awful. I didn't really even want to link it, but just goes to show you the importance of security, of safety to people that are in elevators, having cameras, having alarm buttons. But it's just, I don't know. I don't know where else to go with that. I'm going to stop and move on to the next article. Okay, Washington Post has a piece on the Metro's new different colored handrails for the different stops they have. What's disappointing with this is that it would have been nice to see some perhaps safety messages or have them take a larger position or stance on escalator safety in transit systems. There are programs out there that could be adapted very, very easily. I don't exactly understand if this will actually work or not, but it seems to me like this is an attempt to, or how it says it, it's there to help riders quickly identify which escalator they need to use to reach the upper platform for red trains or the lower platform for yellow and green trains. I mean, are there that many escalators that you have to worry about this? I don't understand. I mean, it's cool and everything. I just don't really quite understand it. But I don't know. Maybe people in New York do. But yeah, it would have been nice to see a piece on how they're trying to inform the public and share that to minimize or prevent preventable accidents due to rider behavior. Article Daily Times Chronicle in, I don't know where this is. So this is Woburn, a downtown merchant aiming to open Woburn's first Woburn's. No, I didn't say that right. First rooftop dining area needs to first install an elevator within a 3-story edifice at the former Gavin's Market space. Yeah, elevators are expensive, and whether or not that will be recouped in a restaurant may be the question. Maybe be the question that he's thinking about. But yeah, you need accessibility if you're serving the public in that kind of way. I think it's a great idea, but yeah, elevators are expensive. Next news article: $1 million for a birdcage elevator. Now this is kind of a false title, but the NC Advertiser.com has a piece on the Waveney House, where they have gone through some estimates on what it would cost to make the building or the mansion ADA accessible, bring it up to current codes, and it's going to be expensive. The one piece that is linked is the birdcage elevator, which looks beautiful, and the cost of $1 million which includes, I guess, modernizing. I don't know if it includes installing it, whatever, but there's other things that are included with that, and they're going to figure out what they're going to do. But if they can't get the money to do all the accessibility steps that they need to for the general public, they may have to close off the upper floor, which it seems crazy to have to do that. But at the same time, you'd think that they could work on some kind of, long-term plan. It's a beautiful elevator. I can't remember the last birdcage elevator I've seen in the United States other than, I believe, the one in Colorado. It's a resort where The Shining was filmed. I think there's one there, but I could be wrong. Next news article. You don't see these too often. BizJournals.com has a piece on home improvement chain sues Georgia Elevator Company. I'm not going to say any names, but I did some general internet research on and YouTube videos on the company that's named in the suit, and I did not realize that TKE had a moving walkway, and there's videos on how they work. They're gradually inclined walkways. I didn't know I've not seen one in a long time. But what I don't understand here, and I know Menards is they're a Midwest company, but they're suing the contractor who installed these moving walkways because they're saying too many people are getting injured on them, and it's part of the warranty that they don't. And so I don't really understand where this lawsuit is going, other than the fact that I suspect that Menards might be self-insured, and they don't want to pay out for these accident settlements. But the reality is that there's no warranty in the world that's going to accept responsibility for people getting injured on equipment. I mean, I don't. So some attorney's going to make lots of money on Menard's dime to go after this. And again, I don't know all the details. It's all alleged. Blah blah blah. Don't sue me, please, Menards. I don't need you up my rear. But I've never seen anything like this before. So yeah, this is a moving walkway where you put shopping carts on it. So yeah, some injuries happen when shopping carts got caught in moving walkway and knocked down. Well, I don't think that's necessarily an issue with the equipment. So I don't know. It seems like a crazy lawsuit, but I've never seen. I've only seen them in the YouTube videos. It seemed like an okay idea, but I gotta tell you, if I was a big box store, I sure as hell would not put. I would not build up. I would not build up. I mean, I think I compare it to IKEA. Has anybody been to an IKEA out there? If you have, man, they do not have enough elevators in that building to move people, shopping carts throughout that store on a weekend. It is a nightmare. I hate going there. I mean, I like going there, but I hate going there on the weekend. I hate buying anything on the weekend because you can't get down to the bottom landing where the checkout counter is. It's literally, it's a cluster. It's just a total cluster. I mean, then they got the shopping cart things, escalator deals, but even that, it's like, man, it's just go flat or go home. Should put that on a bumper sticker. Yeah. Yeah, lawsuit against too many accidents. I'm sorry, we have too many accidents. We're going to sue you because it's your fault. It's insane. Okay. And again, I don't know all the details, so that's just my own personal opinion, which I had the right to have, by the way. Next piece, the Times Union in New York is a commentary. Common sense elevator safety regulations long overdue. They sure as heck are long overdue. Come on, New York, when are we going to get licensing in that state for elevator mechanics? If you're gonna license a hot dog vendor, come on. Does it seem right you're not gonna license a elevator technician or mechanic? Does not seem right. And especially in such an awesome city like this, right? Should be leading the nation in that stuff. Okay, here's a cool article that popped up in a different news article aggregator, the Daily Universe, who is highlighting a 30-year-old father of 6 wrestles for Brigham Young University. He's 38 years old. He's an elevator mechanic, and he's wrestling. It makes me want to go back to college, right? And do something like this at an older age. Can you imagine making a team as an old man and a father? I think it's awesome. So it's just it just proves you're never too old to do anything. I realize 38 is pretty young, but still, comparatively to a college student who's 18, 19, 20, I think this is awesome. Very inspirational. Loved it that he's an elevator mechanic and this is what he's doing. So hats off to you. Very, very cool. And unfortunately, wrestling is pretty much the upper echelon is college, then Olympics. So he's in there. He's doing what he wants to do. So do what you want to do in life. It's too short, yet it's the longest thing we'll ever do. All right. Next news article, CEA, Chicago Elevator Association April meeting recap has been posted. GL came in, had a great audience. You want to know more about that? Link is in the show notes. Let's see. I heard it was a great meeting. Thank GL for coming in for that. Just as a reminder, if your June QEI certification is up for is going to be expiring, renewal for it through NACE International opens May 1st. So you got plenty of time. If you do need education credits, please use their resources. They have a lot of different educational opportunities to get those ironed out and knocked out. So the next ones that are coming up, there's one in Vegas, Cleveland, Hanover, Fort Worth, Austin, Fort Myers. So they're the only ones that have this many available. And so anyway, so if you need them, go get them. Next piece, apprenticeships popular as workers turn to trades. I think this is awesome. I think high schools should be looking at trades, promoting trades, having a trade division. They've got it. They need to start doing this. We have too many college kids graduating that can't get jobs or are not getting jobs in their field. I'm not saying anything bad about college. I got a kid in college and another 2 that are going, but the reality is trades provide a great opportunity to thrive in the world. Elevator industry is one of those. The next article, this is a really cool video. Navy's next generation of weapons, elevators, was designed here in Cincinnati. It doesn't sound right, but I'm not going to just read it anyway. But watch the video. Click down on this. There's a PBS Nova Elevator of Tomorrow video that was produced by Nova. It is a it's cool. And I know there has been talk about maglev elevators in the past. And I know there's patents on all that crap and whatnot, but I never really knew how it worked. So watch the video, and it is amazing. I think right now the only issue is the cost of it, but maybe there might be some kind of trade-off based on maintenance, based on rope life, et cetera, et cetera. So it's pretty darn cool what this company has done and what they've developed. I can't imagine the amount, and especially this is meant for a Navy ship. What that does is it takes probably some maintenance element out of what the equation might have been, like painting the boat every week or whatever, or continuously maintaining stuff. This is pretty cool. Obviously, new technology, stuff like this, is something that has not been addressed by code, but someday it might need to be, much sooner than maybe many of us think. But who knows? The next piece I love, not because of the title, Lovin' an Elevator. And so this is great. Justin Peters wrote in Slate magazine a piece about just the craziness of those who love elevators and post videos about them. So kind of ties in with the article that I shared last week, but I just thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, just shows how great our industry is. I'm sticking to that. The Chicago Elevator Association Annual Scholarship Fundraiser registration is open for that. So please consider donating. Please consider sponsoring. Please consider attending. It's very inexpensive. It's a good time. It's fun. I'm terrible at gambling. It's a good place to lose a little bit of money at the racetrack. I don't quite understand why horses can't run fast, when you got a cart behind it. But what do I know? I'm not like I said, a gambler. But still a good thing. The CEA gives quite a few scholarships out to deserving kids of family members in the industry who are members. So anyway, I think it's great. And do your part to sponsor that if you can. So it goes for a good cause. Okay, there were seven injured in an escalator malfunction at a convention center in Philadelphia. Anyway, they're not sure everybody's going to be okay. Nobody was hurt seriously, thank goodness. And there's not a lot of information on that. Next news article, International Association of Elevator Consultants is coming to Chicago next week. I cannot wait. Looking forward to seeing many of you who listen to the program. And it'll be downtown. If you need anything regarding that or information, please visit the links that are shown on the website, IAEC. IAEC, I don't know if it's .org or .com. Anyway, it's in the show link. I'm struggling. In the last news article of the program, car elevator for high-end housing in New Orleans is slated. And if you are in the elevator industry, just so you know, the elevator, any kind of car elevator, needs to be set up so that it can handle passengers and it is not freight only. So make sure you understand that before you're involved with a project. You just can't put a person on a car elevator and call it a passenger elevator. Certain steps and things need to be done to ensure that it complies with it being a passenger elevator and a car elevator. I don't know what those are, but just make sure that happens, or else somebody's going to be really mad because they have to take the stairs or take the passenger elevator as they send their car elevator up. I think it's ridiculous anyway, but what do I know? Anyway, all right, well, that's going to do it for this week's show 500. As always, thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to me. It has been my pleasure. You are my friend. You are my family. You are my industry. I wouldn't trade it for the world. So make sure you're safe out there. That's why I think of all of you. I think of you in the field. I think of you mechanics. I have family who are mechanics. I want you to be safe. I want you to come home each and every day. And as much as we talk about it, it's never enough to continue that kind of talk to ensure that each of us does that, comes home each and every day from the dangerous work that you do. So without further ado, have a great, safe rest of the week. Enjoy the warmer temperatures if they're coming to your neck of the woods. And we'll talk to you next Wednesday. Take care. Bye-bye.